Hello everyone and welcome to the Edmonds Racing Preview Show. It's a huge weekend of action here at the Gold Coast Turf Club. Tattersalls Race Day, 2 listed races, and the team Edmonds have a big team of runners headed towards the weekend's racing. The boys are up and about. Why wouldn't they be? The winners have been flowing. And Trent, best bet last weekend, and, if you don't mind, the exact winning margin for the Kangaroos in the World Cup. Pockets full of cash, no doubt.
I wish. But it was a good game. They bashed each other for a bit and then class shone through, so it was good to watch.
Did you buy Natalia something nice with the winnings, or...?
No winnings, no bet.
No bet?
No, I wish it was. The margin would have been 20 points. Jeez, I hate to think what that would have been. Anyway.
Yeah, anything. But, no, well done. Another winner. Hopefully the viewers out there got on with those tips and stormed the Fortress, Tobe.
He's good again.
He was good. Back-to-back wins, and you're thinking about backing him up this weekend?
We are, I was away last weekend, obviously, but I was watching pretty closely, and I was terrified of the run he was having, and to be able to finish off as he did. This track was pretty firm last week for him too, so to be able to finish off from where he was, have that wide run, his second run in a race, he's still very inexperienced, and Trent said this, he said, look, we should throw an on him for this race. I was a little bit hesitant because of the wide run and the hard track and everything, but he's done particularly well through the week, so we're quite confident we're going to run.
Pretty exciting sort of horse, isn't he?
Well, he's unassuming. Like he's I don't know, his times are comparative, I suppose, and they're not like the Golden Boom what has been. Like he's obviously a gun sprinting type. This horse is a progressive type that's got a pedigree that's going to get out to possibly 2,000. Like his mother won at a mile and 2,000. So he's got a pretty bright future if if he just keeps improving and just keep the boys, Mick and them that are in him, they're all form guys. They said he improved 3 to 4 lengths the other day on his maiden win. So and he's still got plenty of improvement there. So untapped.
Well, I guess we'll talk more about him because he gets a chance this weekend at higher grade. So I guess you'll find out more. But the other winner, Trent, Dark Horse, continued his consistent form, made it a winning double, and Martin Harley.
Yes.
A treble for Martin, so that was good.
Yep, he's kicked off in good fashion, Martin, and we spoke last Saturday at the races about sort of, particularly, or anywhere you go, particularly up here, how important it is to hit the ground running and ride winners, train winners, or whatever as quick as you can, and then support will flow. So he's done that. Well accomplished rider. I think we mentioned it last week. He's ridden basically all around the world at I think he's 32 or 33.
He's only quite young.
Fairly young age.
And he's light, isn't he?
And he's light. So he'll make a fist of it up here for sure. And he's kicked off well. Dark Horse was really good underneath him. I was worried about the hard track, and the track was extremely firm. He got to the front bloody easy too. He just trucked up on the bridle still, probably hit the front a bit soon, and then maybe the hard track late just told, but he was, had the race within his keeping. He never looked like losing sort of from the top of the straight, and done a good job. He's been super consistent after a throw dock, this horse. And
good money spinner.
He has been. I think I was just doing the sums the other day. He's basically paid for his training fees for a year in this prep. So
well, there you go.
He's done super.
Well done. So that was another winning double. So as we said, the winners continue to flow, and now I guess it's everyone's stepping up now, aren't they? You've got a big contingent headed towards Saturday Metro racing here at the Turf Club.
Yeah. So each year we have these feature race days, and we have done in the previous years. We've been a little bit quiet this last year, but certainly we've got a team of horses that fit right into this program, which is good, and they're all up and about and fit and ready to go. So they've all had the couple of runs back, and you can Indian Dreamers, Storm the Fortress, Mimi's ready to go.
You've sort of targeted this meeting.
Well, let's sort of fit it in, and then we move on to a fortnight's time, and then on to Magic Million Day. So it's. The team's starting to take shape.
Yeah, exciting times. Obviously, this is sort of the start of the summer carnival with everything culminating in Magic Millions. So let's get into the runners. Frederick the Dane, he's the first runner on the program, benchmark 75 handicap over the 900. However, you do have an option. He's an emergency in the benchmark 80 handicap, so you sort of got options with him.
Yeah, and I suppose there's pros
He's got a
and
run in
cons
that
for
already.
both.
So.
He's got a run. He just got a run. Just checking the scratchings a little earlier. But there's pros and cons for both. 900 metres comes out of barrier 3. It'll be handlebars down. It's a little bit more high pressure than the 1100. And I think when he won for us over 1100 at Ipswich, he broke the track record, just bang, led and kept running. And that just sort of sticks in the back of my mind. But the 900 metre race, there's... as I said, pros and cons for both, and
That's
he's
the
in
weakest
good form.
sort of race as far as
it is.
Benchmark 75 versus a benchmark 80.
It is, but you just maybe worry about the pressure and whether he can absorb that, or he goes to the 1100 and high balls and keeps running. Unsure just yet. We were basically 90% sure the 900 metre race, but
Pretty tough decision now. He's got to run in the other race, so
50-50 call.
Well, it will be. Obviously we'll get our form through later today, and have a look at it and get some advice off some other guys as well. Inside barrier is a big thing at the 900, right? Callow alluded to that the other day. Rode one for us, and he's adamant. Barriers 1 to 5 are paramount. Once you get out wide, you struggle to run on anyway. And there's a fresh pad of grass there now. I walked the track yesterday morning. There's a fresh pad of grass hard up on the fence, so that could be enough to sway us, but have to work hard on that today.
What time did he do for the track when he walked the track?
I walked it with Nevesh.
Course record.
I beat Nevesh anyway. He was going about. He was going about.
Well, I hope they put enough water.
He might be a bit more
I put
thorough
about
than
5
you
on
with
him.
his-
I hope they put enough
about 5
water
on
on
him
the
at
track.
1,000.
His shins will be no good.
Yeah. I had to get some therapy done on him afterwards. And get the machine on it, but anyway, I made it.
Oh, good to see you getting out there and being active.
Peak pulse therapy.
To be fair, too, the short price favourite in the 900 metre race is a nice 3-year-old of Tony Sears's. It has so far, it's drawn just inside us, but it's had a history of just making a bungle at the start. So yeah, we've really got a tough decision to make. Whichever way we go,
he'll race.
He'll race super. He's going good, and we've got him nice and fresh. He's absolutely pinging.
And what you're saying about the 1100 is, even though that distance is a bit further, but they don't go as quick potentially as they do in the 900.
He'd lead him on his ear.
He can control that
So
easily.
he can control that without
He can
pressure.
control the rhythm, and then boom, kick as they straight, and
Yep.
hopefully keep running. So, big decision to make.
All right. Well, good luck to connections there with Frederick the Dane, whichever way he goes. We then move our attention to Indian Dreamer for the Lucky Clover team. Steps up to the 1700 in the benchmark 80. I know you were happy with him last start, and obviously we know this distance range is where he sort of thrives.
Yeah, so he's had his couple of runs back. Last run at 13.50 was huge at Doomben the other day when he made good ground late. Came from nowhere to run second to get up and run second. So that was encouraging. He has been going. I think I've mentioned even his first up run here in that open handicap at 1200. I mentioned before that he was going pretty good, and we expected him to run reasonably well, which he did. And he hasn't taken a backward step. He's actually improved each run. His work was solid. He had a solid workout Tuesday morning, and we've just given him a really, really tight, lazy last half of the week just to have some legs back into him. And drawn poorly, drawn 12 of 12, I think, but he gets back anyway. Depends how the track is, but I'd be disappointed if he wasn't in the finish.
And they have been winning, even though obviously you've got the shorter field sizes and whatnot here.
The reduced field sizes.
Yeah, the reduced field sizes. He's they've been winning from everywhere, haven't they? So,
yeah. The track's pretty. It's pretty uniform. You can get back and run on. You can lead, and I think. Speaking to some of the form guys, this track's turned right around. It was sort of. You couldn't win on the fence there for quite a while. You could, for quite a few years, and there seemed to be lanes where you had to be. But right now, I think it's pretty uniform. You can ride a nice race and look to finish off wherever you are. So, I think as long as he gets clear ground in the straight and uninterrupted run, I think this jockey will suit him too. I watched him closely on Saturday. I hadn't watched him much before that. He's very, very strong. And through our visit to the UK. Hoots and seeing those all those riders there, they're strong. They can do anything on them. They're real horsemen, which I like. And right hand, left hand doesn't matter. Stick. I mean, you can use the stick in either hand. And this horse needs a power riding. So Ryan Maloney gets on quite good with him, but Ryan's quite a relaxed rider. This guy's not. He can rip in them. So
okay, interesting.
This will suit him down to the ground.
Yeah, very good. All right. Well, good luck to the Lucky Clover team there with Indian Dreamer. Trent, we move on to Storm the Fortress, who Tobes obviously mentioned quite a bit in the wrapping up his win from last week. Anything to add there? Obviously, Martin Harley again to ride, and he's come through the win well.
Soft barrier, strong enough race, but our guy keeps improving, as Dad said. 1350 will be no problems. Seems to be good speed in a small field. So if he's midfield, one off the fence, and I did think he probably put it to him a bit early the other day with that hard run. So maybe if we just a little bit more patient and then just let rip upon straightening, boom, get him down late. He's going good. Off his head really well.
Oh, there you go. Expecting another competitive run from Storm.
As long as he backs up, all the signs point to that he will. He's eating super,
and he's bouncing off the track. He's fine. So
yep.
I don't mind him backing up here, especially when they haven't had to travel the week before. They've only walked across the road, had a gallop, even though the track was firm. The boys have done a good job helping him recover. So should be ideal.
Very good. Excited to see him step out again. Storm the Fortress. Preach is the next runner on the program. However, he's drawn barrier 19 Class 3 plate over the 1200. Comes in obviously a few with, I think there's 7 emergencies in that one. He's obviously a last start winner, and what are we thinking about Preach?
Yeah, well, it was always our plan to go to 1200, and I think we spoke enough about what we think and how we think he races best. That's another race we're going to have to look hard at today and get a guide on the speed. If he can control the race, if he looks like he can control that race it's not going to be with ease. He'll have to do a bit of work.
There's
but he did
a fair bit of speed inside him.
He did a bit of work first up anyway, but he's pretty quick. And the 1200 metre tempo I think should suit. So we'll have a look at that race today and see whether we run or we don't. He's nominated for the midweek race here next Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
So that's possible. We may save him for that, but I was half keen to run from, even though he drew a bit poorly, just have to have a look at the race. Horse going super, so yep.
Going well, and we've got a couple of options with him. So.
Yes, we have.
Okay, all right. We move on to Mimi Lagarde, Trent, lining up in one of the big ones, the listed Tattersalls Classic over the 1200. You set her for this race. Gets conditions to suit, dry track and going well?
Dry track, soft barrier for probably the second time in her career, which is good. Freshened up of 6 weeks back to 1200 and fillies and mares, I think is perfect. Speed looks pretty hot from out deep, so if we can just have her a little bit closer in the run and comfortable, she's going to take a power of beating. She's going good. She's back, she's ready to go. Forget the first up run here where she was crap. It was a bad track, and she's a firm footing horse.
Bad track, she's ridden poorly.
Terrible. And her run at Eagle Farm the other day, you couldn't have shot the leaders with a cannon. She was that far back from barrier 20, and basically finished up the inside and
up in between them.
In between horses. She likes clear ground, so we'll be stressing to Andrew, not to not ride her pretty, but you need to make sure that you're in the clear and ready to get at him at the right time. And if she can do that, she'll let rip and let down super tomorrow. She's going good, and as you said, conditions to suit, no excuse.
Okay, exciting. Jerry, Luke, happy?
Yeah, spoke to Luke the other day. He's always happy, so that's good.
Well, since Magic Wednesday, things haven't gone to plan, so it would be. That's 10 months ago. It'd be good to nearly 11 months ago. It'd be good to get her back on track.
Yeah. So she's worth a forgive is basically
For sure.
As in people looking at form, or if they don't know the stable all that well, they might be saying, a bit wary of her, but there's been, you've worked out what her lane is now.
She's had 3 runs.
She had 3 runs since Magic Million Day. 2 are on extremely wet tracks. And poor tracks, which she didn't like. And we purposely waited for that race at Eagle Farm the other day to get it back onto a surface. It didn't matter whether it hosed down rain or it didn't. It was always going to be something she appreciated, that type of surface. And what we seen the other day was more, even though she didn't win, I feel she ran super, and she would have given us a lot more if he could have got to the outside. She's a filly that, as Trent just said, doesn't like to be crowded. She's always made ground down the middle or outside horses.
Yep.
And he poked between them the other day. She still did a pretty good job. I think you'll see it. If he rounds them up, just after straightening, she'll
come at him bloody quick.
Yeah, she'll come at him really quick tomorrow.
Yeah.
She's only got 57 kilos against that lot, so it's a lovely weight for her. And as Trent said, she's going pretty good.
Okay, sounds good. Be good to see Mimi back to her best. She worked on the course proper earlier on in the week with Philly Special, who's the other runner who is an emergency, sort of sweating on a run.
She's got a run now.
She's got a run. Was fifth emergency. That's the benchmark 80 over the third.
Has she got a run?
No, she's not.
She's still waiting on one more
scratch,
scratch, I think. Yeah, so, and you do have another option for her on Sunday.
On Sunday, yeah, and that's that sprint series, I think it is.
Yep.
Is it?
Yep.
So, logically, she races good at home, so either race is good for her, I think. We'll just wait and see if she gets a run here first. But she had a bit of a foot issue in between runs where she just treaded water, but that's all tidied up now, and she galloped good with Mimi on Tuesday morning. She's in pretty good order as well. So she's a filly that gets back. Pretty firm track. I think the track will be firm by her race. That's the only issue, I think. But hard race. But she'll be in the. If we decide to run, she'll be in the finish somewhere.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. Let's keep an eye on scratchings there with Philly Special. So the other race is that Sunday race at Sunshine Coast,
Correct.
where she's engaged with Boho Beauty. That's the Summer Provincial Sprint Series, which you mentioned, Boho, you wanted to target that one.
Yeah. So Boho Beauty, she's not done a thing wrong other than the first up run where she was just a bit large. Next to her, been super. And she's primed to run well again, to be fair. It looks like a pretty good racer, and she's right down in the weights again. She'll get a nice run, sort of probably not leading this time, just off the speed, and come at them late, and hopefully on our merry way to the 100 Fatties final in a couple of weeks.
Very good. Well, she's
not much else to add about that.
She's
going
in
great.
form, isn't she?
Yeah,
So,
she's going really well.
Back-to-back wins. So fingers crossed the winning run continues there. All right, let's just round out the other provincial runners. Kilcoy Saturday, Evanescent is entered for a Cutis 3-odd maiden plate over the 1200.
Yeah.
What can you tell us
So
about
she had one run only on that poly track up there, I think, and she was.
Probably over the top.
Well, she over the top, and she was still quite immature, so we turned her straight out and give her a bit more time. She's a Spirit of Boom filly. We thought a bit of in the early part. She's been a little bit plain in her trials. So hopefully, she's a different horse race day. So a couple of the other Spirit of Booms we have been the same as well. Even Boccariva, Boho was a little plain early. So hopefully that run tomorrow or Saturday, wherever, if we run it, hopefully it brings her on and we can find her right level. But around Kilcoy, she'd be in the finish somewhere, I think.
She's one that young horse was coming up on them bog tracks as well.
Yeah.
Trialling and everything at Bow Desert, where the tracks were really heavy last preparation. I think it might have just taken the legs away from her a bit, so a little bit of maturity. She settled right down. She was really hot. Now she's not so.
Yeah.
So she's come to the party. Haven't got a rider yet, but
Cyril's available.
Cyril Small might be the man
Small,
for the job.
Vaux Rogue.
He rode
Rode a beautiful trial winner for us at Wollongbar Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's good. He might be.
Thought he was on Vaux Road too.
How's his book sales going?
They're up.
Well,
They're up?
he charged
They're
me
up.
50, and the
36.
RRP was 35.
36.
I'll be taking that out of inflation, I can tell you that.
All right, very good. Well, okay, you'll learn more about Evanescent over the weekend. And then the other runner to round things out, Grafton, Sunday, no retreat.
No retreat, ran good at Bow Desert the other day. Off a little bit of time between runs. She had a foot and a minor leg injury, so she's a few weeks between runs, and she carries a fair bit of condition, so she's hard to keep fit if she you do miss a bit with her. But that run brought her on nicely the other day. She looks good and going well. So Andrew Malliam rides her down there, and she's drawn softly. Ran good down there at her only run for us down there, which was Brooke Stower rode her, I think. And she'll be in the finish if everything's fair and equal.
Okay. Well, that rounds out the runners. Sounds like there's a few chances
yeah.
in amongst them, and you've got quite a few options to go with the best bets. You've got the runs on the board, mate, so fire away. What's your best bet?
Well, I've steered clear of her since Magic Millions Day, but Mimi Lagarde, I love what I've seen from her lately, and yeah,
I like it. You got the confidence behind Mimi.
Yep.
Toby.
I've got a
Storm
couple.
it is.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
he's got a couple.
I got a couple, yeah. I think Storm the Fortress is a good thing. Yeah.
Bang.
Yep.
That's 1.
Mimi, 2.
2.
Frederick in either of those races, 3.
Okay.
It's having all upper.
We won't get too ambitious.
It's a multi. Yeah, he's getting carried away.
Our Saturday
And-
stats haven't been
hold
that
on.
good, but we're going to turn.
Hold on. And Indian Dreamer, 4.
Oh, it's a 4-legger.
Yeah, go.
4-leg multi.
It's about 9,000 to 1, guys, so a sly
That'll be
tenner.
all right.
That'll,
How do
buy,
you
that'll,
know
buy,
what-
that'll buy you a house on the water.
You
No, I'm
can put
just
them all
having
in
a
the place,
complete
in
guess.
for a place. You can choose Mimi to win if you want. You can choose Storm the Fortress to win and put a few of them in the place.
Different
and tell them.
combinations.
Yep. So they'll give you a good side anyway.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Lots of confidence.
So
in-
my best bet would be is Storm the Fortress. Okay, but
Just
I
to
wouldn't
clarify.
but I wouldn't be surprised if those other 3 plus him all
Race
far
really
away.
Good to hear. Yeah, it sounds like, obviously expecting a lot of these horses to run well over the weekend.
I'm getting straight on the phone after this.
Yes. Get the account fired up. All right. Well, good luck
Anything
over
else?
the weekend. Well, I don't know.
Some
Is there
trials
anything
coming
else?
up Monday. Alpine Edge trials Monday. It's going good. Getting ready for his first up assault.
On.
When that is
Probably the Bribey, I would say.
Okay.
to be decided.
But yeah, to be decided, but that's...
Bribey, which you've won before.
A
Yeah.
couple of times, mate.
Yeah.
Usmanov, Hootson when it was at Doomben, only horse to run under
Under
58, I think it was, or 59
Under
for the
59 for
1,050.
1,050.
Yep.
That record will stand for a while. And, yeah.
Okay, so watch this space. Alpine Edge trial
Yeah, he's
on
going.
Monday.
He looks fantastic. He was going really good. So, Hard Empire, back, getting ready for Magic Million Day. One last crack. So, we've got a few nice horses heading towards Magic Million Day. Storm the Fortress, if he wins Saturday, he'll head towards a 3-year-old.
Cool and Ready.
Cool and Ready kicks off next Saturday. He's a Magic Million 3-year-old. So we've got a couple of nice chances coming up. And some of our 2-year-olds came back into work in the last couple of weeks, and they weren't ready for Magic Million Day, but, got a couple of really, really nice babies.
Sounds good to me. All right, exciting times ahead.
Yep.
Good luck to you both, and good luck to everyone over the weekend.
Try and rebuild and get back to where we were. How's that?
Sounds
to me.
good.
Okay.
Have a good weekend.
Beautiful.
Good luck, guys.